think we're about streaming now. So just give me a second to double check it. Hang on a sec. Yeah, it looks like we are on YouTube now. Great. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna close this. Hang on. All right, guys. So we're on. Yeah, we are on YouTube. And let me admit some more people. Okay, cool. All right. Hey, everyone. Hey, Daniela. Oh, Daniela, you're on twice. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Oh, you might be on with your phone or so. I don't know. That's fine. Let's just let more people in. Okay, so we're going to also record this just in case this doesn't work out with what we got. Okay. Okay, so we're recording on Zoom. All righty. So, how's everyone? Good? Yeah. I haven't done one of these in a while. I just been seeing how you guys can do it on your own. Figure it
I,
out on your own.
I'm sorry. I think that's because I sent my registration and that's Craig there.
Oh, Craig is on. Hey, Craig, how are you? Okay, cool.
It's
Nice to
my
see
reflection here.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry.
looking at it like, oh wait, there's on twice. Okay, no problem.
Oh, it's his food inside. Sweetie, we see
Oh
food
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
that's
ocean.
funny. Yeah, yeah, I thought I saw some weird
he's in
hairy thing
he's
flying
in
around the screen.
California. That's why.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're gonna look at April. What I like to do is I like to look at the lunar cycles. That helps us fine tune the energies, and then we can look at transits too in between. But yeah, let me share screen here real quick. All right. Yep. Here we go. So yeah, I decided I'm going to start doing this again because I think that last eclipse kind of knocked everyone out. A lot of people were just laid out after that eclipse, including myself. So I thought, oh, let me uh, let me get back to committing to these monthly reports. So so what I have here is the blank chart, but then I have my notes. So I want to do a quick review. So the new moon is on April 12th. So these are all my notes. And one of the things that I noticed right away, there's a lot of feminine power behind this all these alignments. And we'll go over each one, but you can see with this full moon here, we have it's in Virgo. And the South Node's in Virgo. So I wrote down, remember how to rise as the primordial mother, because it made me think of what I keep running into is the whole and I'll share that with you too. It's about the the uh, the cult, the Essene cult called the Marys, and they were specifically trained to to be sacred vessels for divine children. So this is where you get the Mary from, and because I'm seeing a lot happening here because we have this other story going on here with Venus is coming out of retrograde, station direct on the 12th, right on the full moon. And I'll give you a link to look at, but you should look at it on your own. There's a great story that I'm surprised a lot of people don't know about. It's called The Descent of Inanna. So I wrote here the Inanna journey through the seven gates of initiation is what it's called. And it's an amazing story. And I don't want to go over the whole story and all the details, but it ties in to the Mayan Zolkin calendar. So there's a period where she's an evening star and she goes to the underworld and then she's born again as a morning star, and there's a 9 month timeline in there, and that ties in exactly with gestation. And the fact that she goes through the seven gates is like she releases at each gate, she releases a human element, a human egoic attachment to then be reborn again. And it's associated with her time with the sun, where she burns away, but it said she's in darkness. So it's all these, it's an amazing story. When I, at the end of the call, I'll start sharing some links. I'm going to share a cool article about that. But yeah, so that story is playing out the Inanna journey and the seven gates. And the seven gates, again, is the seven chakras. So I looked at that story when I read it as purifying the seven energy centers of a human body before birthing again. So then the question that I always have is like, is that what souls go through before they come in from the other world? Because the seven gates, we have the seven matrix, the Moon Saturn matrix is a seven also, and that's literally about being born into Earth under the control of Saturn. So seven gates, seven Moon Saturn matrix, so all that energy is tied into that too. And then as we can see here, I'm gonna just gonna look at my notes and then go back over here and draw on a nice chart, so we can have here. So here is the Venus direct station direct. So she starts to become in a forward motion. North node Saturn is the 7. So this is that 7 number that we talk about. North node, the path. Mercury and Neptune always will channel visions. This is the channeler of Akashic information. Chiron, the healer. And the sun, of course, is the radiant energy. And it's funny because I'm on with Danielle and Craig. We were talking about the number 33 today is a number of mastery, but there's a lot more to it, which maybe towards the end of the call, if we have time, I'll let Craig talk about it because he's a numbers man. But yeah, 33, mastery, the sun 33. Literally, that's the mastery in the sign of Pisces, right? So this is the sign of the age that we're in. We're in the age of Pisces, which is supposed to be a spiritual age. It's supposed to be the symbolism of Pisces is two souls bound together by matter. But it's pretty clear that our age of spirituality connecting to, religion is supposed to connect us to spirituality. So we allowed religion to take authority. And obviously, I don't have to preach to the choir. We know how that's turning out. So we have a religion control system instead of a religion channel system. So that's a problem that we're just living with. So that's we're kind of in that. We're reviewing that, right? The path, the channeling, the healing, and then the 33-degree sun, which is pretty magnificent, while Venus is going direct, right? The Inanna story. Then we want to tie that up with T square. This part of the chart is T square with the galactic center, which we know as the origins of divinity. So the pleroma in the Gnostic text. This is where the Christos Sophia come from. So we're square on that. We're squaring on that. So the story that we have, the Immaculate Divine Conception, right? Because we have North Node is the age we're in, religion, which is the Christos. And then the South Node is the Mother, the Mary, remembering the primordial Mother, remembering what that is, remembering how important that is to humanity. So then we have another T square with Jupiter opposing galactic center. Jupiter's conjunct Orion, Aldebaran. So we have this Jupiter royal Orion energy going on and squares on the Venus North Node, Neptune, Mercury energy right over here in the 6th house. Well, right? So these are hard lessons. And here again, all hitting the origins of divinity, the galactic center, the pleroma. So question is, do we know the story? Do we even know this story on a cosmic level? Do we know the age of Pisces? Do we know the challenges? Do we know where we went wrong? Do we know what went wrong? Most people don't. Oh, what went wrong? What went wrong? I went to church every day. It's like we don't know what went wrong. You have to know what went wrong because something went wrong. And I think I have it in my notes, literally right here. Um, and I write sloppy, just so you know. My handwriting is not really that sloppy, but this is on OneDrive, OneCloud. What is it called? The OneNote. It's on cloud, so I can get it from all my devices. Of course, it's monitored by the cloud system AI, so they read my handwriting. So I write real sloppy. And you can see here I wrote the correct path forward. Spiritual, correct path forward, aligned to the spiritual morals. We've forgotten our spiritual morals. And then the Inanna story, seven gates. On top of that, this Pleiades awakening. So we can't forget that part, right? So I'll go back here and bring us to something decent. Right here, Uranus conjunct Pleiades, awakening to or accepting the change of the Pleiadian energies, the messages, and that's trine on the south node, remembering. This is the whole remembering story. And then there's another T square between Mars, Chiron. And then there's another, there's something going on with Mars opposing Pluto. Pluto, for a while, was conjunct Lilith right here, the suppressed feminine energy, the suppressed feminine story. So now they're separating. So we have a little bit of ease there. So they don't show a conjunction, but that's something else that we had going on, right? This Mars is conjunct Sirius. This is the star of Isis. If you've been following me for a while, you know I clearly connected Isis with Mary, which is Virgo, primordial mother. Mars, the fighter, the protector, in Cancer, which is another sign of the primordial birth. This is the literally immaculate conception because the Scarabaeus beetle is what the Cancer constellation is represented by. And you look up the Scarabaeus beetle and you quickly realize that the Scarabaeus beetle is worshipped in Egypt to give him birth to the sun god. This beetle's always holding up a sun. Then you keep looking further. What's that story about? What is the sun god, sun child, uh, um, this divine child of God? All these stories. Then the Scarabaeus beetle literally has immaculate conception. Doesn't need a partner. So it's not like that story where it's like Jesus was born to a virgin, and then the joke is like, well, why did three dudes show up to the birth? Like it's so you can't even crack that joke when you're talking about the Scarabaeus beetle, because the Scarabaeus beetle is like can do everything on its own, right? So that's like another sign of like, whoa, immaculate conception, divine birth. So this is that energy of pay attention to the story, because the story has to come back, because we've forgotten the story, and that's the issue we have here. So let me check again my sloppy notes. What do I have here? Protector of the gateway. Yeah, because Cancer is known as the gateway of souls. Oh wow, destroy the illusion of the system. Okay, that's what I wrote down here. Right. So, Jesus, my handwriting is really bad, huh? So if you worked with me in the classes, you know when we see Mars, the god of war, Aries, and then it has this opposition to Pluto in Capricorn, which is literally authority. This is total military, total authority. Now the wise thing to do, because this is destroys. This is the destroyer of worlds. So what you want to do is focus. What world are you destroying? The illusion, or 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 by not knowing the story, by not accepting the bigger cosmic story, your divine presence, your divine child, live like it, act like it, protect like it. If you're not doing that, then you're destroying the divine world, or you're destroying the illusion. Which one are you destroying? Because Mars and Pluto, if you guys ever had that in one of your charts or in a transit, you know it just wipes out anything that's not working. So that's playing out on this full moon when Venus goes direct, the Inanna story. So, and then that trines on Venus right there. So you see how all that kind of disconnects, kind of makes sense. And then you can see Pluto is sextiles on Neptune and Mercury. See that circle here? So this whole situation, Pluto, Mercury, Neptune, this is literally the ultimate shaman messages from the underworld, from the other world, from the hidden. Pluto is the hidden, Mercury is the messenger. Neptune is the connection to the great Akashic records. So the hidden Akashic records you have access to as you're destroying illusions to create a new world or to remember the way it should be. So that's the full moon. So that's a pretty big deal, right? Let me see what I got here. Guiding. Uranus is guiding this because it's sextile. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think we got it all for this full moon. I saw something with Jupiter here. Let me just double check. Let me erase all of this. All right. And just so you know, because I usually go ahead of myself, full moon is in Virgo. I don't know what tropical is saying. Full moon's in Virgo. The sun is in Pisces. So I saw something with the Jupiter. What was happening here? Hang on. Oh, it's yeah, I think I pointed that out already. It's T square. Yeah, yeah, we did that already. And then there was another T square with a node. We did that. See that? So galactic center is either is involved in major lessons, and this is called the pleroma. And if you haven't, go on my YouTube, find that live video I did. So it's under the live. It's called Throne of Divinity, and it's pretty clear why the 13th sign is so important and why the 13th sign is suppressed. Because it's literally in all religions, it's the origins of divinity. It's funny because I'm going through my a book from 2016 that I go through these books and I just write as I learn. I was just carried around, and I already had information written down about how the Mormons even had a star religion, and they worshiped the star called Kolob, and I totally forgot about that. And then I'm looking through my notes, and I had it written down from 2016 in this book. I'm trying to find it here so I can show it to you. But of course, you know, when you're looking for something, you never find it, right? So let me see if I have it here. I remember it was like right in the beginning. I don't know what happened. But anyway, yeah, of course I can't find it. But anyway, it was written down, and I was like, "Holy cow! How did I not? How did I not see this earlier?" Right. Yeah, here, right here. I don't know if you can read it. It says something about the Mormons and the star Kolob. And this book was from 2016 because I opened it up. Um, And I had this because I think somebody bought this book for my birthday because the first note is on 12/6/2016. You can see it. And my birthday's on the 4th. And it has a Merkaba on the front. So somebody bought it and said, you need to write notes in here instead of all over your hands and stuff like that. So this is what this book became. So I found it the other day on the boat and I'm like, holy shit. All right. But yeah, I mean, so Galactic Center is one of the most important celestial points in the sky ever. And that's where the 13th zodiac sign is. So it's not about fighting about the zodiac and all this bullshit. Nothing like that. It's about having direct access and knowing where our divine ones come from. And that's it. We know where home is. We're halfway there. Right? So, all right. Any questions on out inside anything I just went over for the full moon? Want to add anything? Did I miss something? Questions? No, you good? I kind of
Um,
went.
it's Beth. I
Hi.
I guess I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go over, so we've got asteroid Lilith
Mm-hmm.
trine with looks like Jupiter. And trine means like easy path.
Yeah, it means supportive pass. Yeah. So, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Hold on a second. This is what I have here. G trine, Jupiter and the moon. Yeah, see, I had it written there. Uh, G trine. So this here, thanks for pointing that out because I had it written. I forgot it. So it's grand trine, Jupiter and the moon. So these points. So that to me, what did I write? Did I write anything or I just wrote a note? G trine. I don't think so. I just think I wanted something to come up. So maybe that's
Right.
why it's left blank. Maybe you have to say something to it.
Yeah,
What do you
because
have to
well,
say
I
about it?
mean it's an earth trine and it's a
Earth
strong
trine.
goddess trine, and you've got the support
Yes.
of the moon and Lilith, and
Yeah.
then Jupiter, which is the optimist.
Yep. And it's conjunct
And
Orion, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The
yeah.
optimist, you said?
So,
The
well,
optimist.
I see, Jupiter is the bright optimist expander of all things.
Yeah.
And I see this as the expander of the divine feminine.
Yeah.
And I
Mm-hmm.
see where Lilith is in Capricorn,
Mm-hmm.
struggling to um,
Mm-hmm.
make things happen on this real earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the moon, the subconscious of the divine mother. And
Right.
then
Yeah.
you have this beautiful big support of Jupiter,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and
Mm-hmm.
which is an
Yes.
expansive God with,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
It's
I just see a lot of support
mm-hmm.
for the feminine there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of flow for the moon itself to do any type of moon working. And,
Mm-hmm.
I come from that witchy background saying, hey,
Mm-hmm.
full moon working, call
Yeah.
on Jupiter, call on
Yeah.
Lilith,
Mm-hmm.
and ease the way to whatever it is
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
supports the divine feminine. And you know me, Harmony Goddess.
Yeah. This is literally the harmony
This is
goddess
this
trine.
is totally
Yeah.
my moon, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the harmony goddess trine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, most people don't it's interesting because Jupiter is also known as a protector.
Oh yeah.
Even in the solar system, it protects us, Earth, Gaia, from asteroid meteor strikes because of its gravitational pull. And a
Wow.
lot of people don't talk to that because we always like this right here, this Mars energy, especially in Cancer, is the protector. But this is also protector, so it's
Yeah,
nice to
so
see.
I'm actually seeing them as Mars being the knight, the
Okay,
protector of women, the chivalrous one.
right.
And then we've got Jupiter, which is more like the king.
Yeah, it's a royal.
And
Yeah,
yeah, so there's King Arthur and his
yeah.
faithful knight Gawain.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah, I don't
that,
know those stories, but
bringing
yeah.
in our Arthurian stories, Gawain was the defender of women, and
Oh, nice.
Arthur
Yeah.
was, I mean, he
Mm.
was he
Oh,
was the
wow.
king of Camelot. So, hmm
Nice. Oh, thanks for that addition. I knew it
yep,
was blank. Yeah, you can see here. I was like, what is that grand trine? And then
hmm
yeah, I saved that spot for you.
yep.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
You're very
All right.
welcome.
Anybody else see something that I might have missed or have insight? Because people can look at this different. I mean, you can always, everybody has their own view, like they have their own lens on a chart. So you're welcome to point something out that you know that resonates with your point of view. It could probably help. So
I just love how you saying, I think that we really, it's beautifully to know where our true divine essence is coming from.
mhm,
And
mhm.
that's just the beauty about the sidereal astrology, because it's truly
Yeah,
connect you to, and when you have the awareness, you can start communicating
yeah,
with the consciousness, because until you have that awareness, you just have feeling. But to really connect at,
mhm,
especially at this time that we can
mhm.
really bring the gifts online, it's
Yeah,
incredibly
yeah,
beautifully
yeah.
magical time now. Thank
It
you, thank
is.
you, this is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, a lot of people share that. They say, I mean, all of you, I think, shared the story. Like, I knew I needed to learn astrology. I needed to be involved in astrology. Astrology was my jam, but I can never feel it till I got Sidereal. Once Sidereal hit, I'm a goner. Like, I found home. I found my path. So yeah, this is where we are. Cool, cool.
Thank
Thank you, thank you.
you.
Okay, let's see the mess I made for. Oh, you know what? The new moon on the 27th. Um, it's pretty cool because it's a lot of space. So you notice you can just even visually look at it. So you see that full moon on the 12th. It's like pretty packed in there in Pisces. It just seems like. I mean, you see how I drew all the squares. I connected everything. It was like I was noticing, like, wow, damn, that's really packed. Now there's a lot of space here. So I thought, okay, maybe that's what we're working with is because if you notice, what I noticed right away, what changed here is, of course, the sun and moon, new moon that conjunct, right? And they go into Pisces, breaking ground. Um, I have no idea what I wrote here. It looks like it says GoDaddy. uh, I have no idea what I wrote there. Shit. Can you guys see that? It's G. Maybe I had to pay my GoDaddy bill. I don't know. Like one of my domains. It says break ground, GoDaddy. Whatever. Okay. So I wrote that. Whatever. All right. That's an Aries. Well, we all know Aries is breaking ground, right? That's the first sign of consciousness. One. Like if you're a seed, right? It's like I'm alive. Where's the light? Break the ground. Find light. That's Aries. And then so Chiron has a lot of space to heal. Remember, it was all clumped up. Mercury has uh, a lot of space to. Did I write to hear, to channel, to? Because it's the messenger, right? It's in Pisces, so this is Akashic messages. It has space, so it's not hitting anything hard. Then you have Neptune, Venus, and then that's also T square on Jupiter, still working on new visions, right? So this to me, the new moon looks like, we had that great review of the full moon. It was like, oh yeah. Now it's like, now it's time to break the ground with the vision. Time to do the hard work, right? Because now we can see, now things look a little reality based because you got that's the new moon planting seeds. Literally, new moon is the time to plant. When you're doing biodynamic gardening, time to plant. T square with Pluto and Mars, which we already know was the destroyer of of an old system, an old belief. So now you have to break ground and plant the new belief. What is it? So this is your chance to you have an opportunity. But again, these are T-squares. T-squares are not Holly-go-lightly, like trines. T-squares are like, fuck, I gotta do what? Hard lessons towards achievement. Because there's always achievement. You always have to look at it. T-squares is like, what's the achievement? What are we achieving with this? Because I had that the other day. Somebody's like, challenge, challenge, challenge. Oh, this, oh, that. Hold on. What's the lesson with this? All of that. Oh, I didn't think about that. No, you thought because you get stuck in the trap. But no. What's the lesson here? Even if you're not going to achieve it, what is it teaching you? So this is where we're at, where we have the opportunity to be in that space. And again, this is T square, Jupiter. That's not still working with North Node Saturn, which is reality based. It seems like to me there's a little bit more space between Lilith and Pluto. I can double check that, but before they were conjunct, what it was like 2 or 3 months ago, they were like right on top of each other. That was pretty intense for a lot of people. People weren't understanding rage that was coming up for them. Hang on, put my light on. All right, people weren't understanding this feminine rage coming up, but that's because these two were conjunct, or pretty close, if I remember. So we can go on and say we have a mystic square. So we can go on and say that, which mystic square is a major challenge, which is fine because we're kind of dealing with the North Node, South Node, all that stuff we spoke about with the Galactic Center, which is it's divine purpose. It's the divine vision. Again, one more time to work on divine vision. Whether you get it or not, that's a whole other story. But it's one more chance to say, what is this divine vision? What is it? What will it be like to live in purpose? What would it be like to, and maybe there's steps. Maybe that's all it is. It's like take one step. And it's like, oh, I hate this job, but it pays my bills, but I work 4 days instead of 5. Maybe that's, and then the other day I dedicate towards astrology and teachings or readings. I don't know, like that's one step. So you use this moon to do that. You don't have to like do the whole thing. You just like a little jump. Okay, good. And then the next lunar phase, you'll see another opportunity. And everything. You realize soon that this becomes steps. You realize soon that the whole year is just steps, and it makes it a lot easier. So anybody have anything here that you see that you might want to add to? See anything?
Okay, yeah, I just have a big mouth today.
Yeah, it's all right.
I really see this, what is it called?
The
The
mystic
doubles,
square.
the mystic square.
Yeah.
Somebody that I am sort of in a mastermind group on manifestation said, this is where the magic happens.
In the square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
she didn't say that, but any pain point, any conflict that you have, anything that is challenging you,
Yeah.
that is literally where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Because then you have to say, oh, it's not about me. I can seek assistance from the energies that be, God, Goddess, or whatever it is you're trying to create. And the only reason that friction is happening is because your ego is getting in the way. And so you just have to let go of your ego.
Yeah, let go of the
say
ego.
It's not too hard for you because you're not doing it alone. You have Jupiter, the South Node, which is the gift the gods gave you I mean, the Great Mother is there supporting you.
Mm-hmm.
The Galactic Center, your connection to the divine. And
Mm-hmm.
then you've got this,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful Venus still in
Yeah, that Inanna journey.
Pisces to
Yeah,
bring that in. And when you
yeah,
combine those energies, yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, but if you let go of yourself, because ultimately you are in the center of the square,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I always say when I look at the these
I
squares,
see it as
yeah,
power,
yeah.
not
This is
as struggle. The more powerful it is, the harder the struggle. But once you let go, then you let the power in.
yeah.
That's how I'm viewing it.
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, when I look at a square, it depends on the way you look at it, it becomes a diamond. So I usually use the terminology. I say the pressure of the square will create the diamond that you are. That's kind of how I look at it. So you take that pressure, you know, and you just accept it and you push through it and it becomes a diamond. That's the journey. Yeah. Yeah.
Diamonds are made under the pressure.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, yeah. So now what we'll do is so what I want to do here is I know these are the sliderations. So usually I do we can look at the transits, right? Let's see where are they? Oh, you know what? My computer crashed right before I came on, so I lost the transits. But I'll pull up the transits. I'm not going to go over each one because it takes a while to go over. But what you can do, right, is whatever whatever alignments made sense to you. These transits are going to point out when they come into 0 degree or 1 degree orb. Then you can say, oh, okay, I'm going to focus on that. Like for me, um, I'm curious about this Pluto Mars because shit's happening. Oh, global, right? And I'm like, I wanna know like what to expect because I have this weird apocalypse thing going on with me. That's why I live on a boat, self-sustained. I literally have a water maker. I make my own water. I don't have to, and I have a weird thing. I'm just like, the only thing I have to learn is how to eat meat. Well, fish. I don't eat meat. I don't eat moving things. So I have to get over that part, and I'll be totally self-sustained if we have another weird kind of situation on this planet. Um, so yeah, so so for me that's what stands out. So for me, if I'm looking at this is the whole month, right? And for me, I am curious about, and I'll leave this up for a minute. And this is the first time I've seen this part too. Maybe because I have a new system and I re-downloaded Prometheus, but it goes exact like Mercury conjunct North Node goes exact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Maybe because we're dealing with a retrograde and direct. So I'm not sure why my system is doing that, but it's 3 here for Venus. It's probably because you know what? Oh, I know what. I'm going to look at it. I think we might have a nodal reversal too. So let me see here. So if you go like, for example, if you go here, the North Node is retrograde. Oh, that's what it is. And Venus. Okay, and then it's not. And then it is. Oh, so we're dealing with nodes going retrograde and the planets going in and out of retrograde. So this is why we have a lot of exact moments. So I wonder now that I thought it was a flaw in the system, then I just realized. So this might be something you might want to pay attention to because as a rule of thumb, when you see something happening in the transits, like more than 2 times, like 3 times, there's something there for you. Because it's like pass. Oh, let's go back. So you pass the same area of energy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. I mean, I would like to hear people's experience. This is happening now. This might explain why my computers were all screwed up today, because it's the Mercury Gatorade thing. So, aha. All right. So sit with all that. So these are the dates, just so you know how this is the timeline. You guys all had readings with me. This is the timeline. For example, Venus sextiles Uranus. It's going on now. This X here is when it goes exact. So on the 7th, then it keeps on going. Then it goes exact on the 20th, and then it ends on the 23rd. So take a minute to kind of look at this and see what energies you want to focus on and write down those dates. These are going to be what I would refer to as power dates. So for me, I'm curious about anything with this Mars and Pluto, which it's opposing each other on the 24th. And it goes on to whatever date that is. Is that the 27th? I have a camera here. 28th, almost the 29th. So I'm going to want to pay attention here because I have that thing about something's going to explode, you know? And it's also, I live on a boat. Shit explodes all the time. Like, I'm fixing things all the time. I just fixed a propane leak, and I realized like if it would have went on a little longer, the boat would have exploded with me right here. Like, so this is stuff I look at. Like, what's yeah, literally, it was crazy. It was right outside, but I mean, when I opened up the cabinet, it was like, and I got dizzy and everything. They're not good. So I want to kind of look at what Mars is doing. Mars, Saturn, these are lessons. Mars, Uranus, awakening. Mars, North Node, going forward. So these are kind of dates I would be looking at. Neptune, Uranus is always Saturn, Uranus is always a good aspect to look at because they're in harmony, and these planets are really not supposed to be in harmony. Saturn is control, and Uranus is freedom. Saturn doesn't like anybody talking about freedom, and Uranus doesn't like anybody talking about control. So when these two planets are in harmony, it's like, what's going on? So those are dates you want to look at. Venus, Uranus are great times.
I don't mean to interrupt, but it just came to me so strongly. It's just like, okay, Saturn is just gonna chill out and smoke a joint, and Uranus is just gonna settle down and just be still and hang out, holding hands with them. They found peace. They found their peace, and they found their friendship.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
what
this
we
is
want
a
to hope
moment
for.
this is a time of friendship between those two and
Yeah,
an exchange of their energies. That's what's coming through for me.
I believe Saturn, wait, I didn't look at this. Hang on. Saturn, oh wow. You know what? We should have noticed this. Saturn has been in Aquarius for a while. Am I mistaken or not? Yeah, it's just so it went into Pisces. So it was in the house and Uranus rules Aquarius. Saturn was here for a while, learning the new ways. I believe that's what was happening. Like, let the new way happen. Now it's in this resolution stage. Saturn in Pisces is always this like you said, like chill with the control, like smoke a joint, watch the universe do its work. So, and
Guess
it's a
what?
7 too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 7 degrees.
Yeah. So
Saturn in Pisces and 9 degrees is my birth chart. So
oh wow. So you had the second Saturn return. That's
so
right.
I've learned I can't over control things. If I try and I have been struggling with rigid time schemes, and it's like it doesn't work for me. I've tried everything. It's like, nope, just go with the flow and it'll get done.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, your second
So
Saturn return. It should go
yes,
good.
it is.
It should go good.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It should go good because I also have it's also conjunct my Chiron, which is at 7 degrees, which is where Saturn is right now.
That's the Chronicles. That's the Chiron Chronicles. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Great. Wow, good. You're gonna have an interesting couple months.
I am.
Yeah,
I
that's
am.
good for you. I'm gonna share some links with you guys. I'm gonna show them to you. Any questions, quick on this? Are you done writing your dates down and looking at all this stuff? Okay. Um, let's get to this. This is a pretty cool Inanna story. I'm gonna copy this and put it in the chat. Spend time with the Inanna story. There's a lot of confusion with the Inanna story. Morning star, evening star, but just know that it has a lot of ancient roots with two ancient civilizations: the Sumerians, which is Ishtar, which you've probably heard Easter, the goddess of fertility, Ishtar. So spend time on that. Go down rabbit holes. Inanna, go down rabbit holes with the Inanna story, the seven gates, all these things, because it ties in with Mayan cosmology. So spend time with that because that goes into Pleiades. Then we know if you go into Law of One, if you ever heard of the Law of One, I think most of you have, right? I am Ra, right? Law of One. You're gonna realize that the human civilization in this solar system, they say, was started on Venus. I forget how many billions or millions of years ago it started. So that's an interesting story. If you listen to the Law of One, I think it's 106 channel messages like that. If you want to get into more about the whole sect, the Marys that birth divine children, this is a good article about the Essenes. They were so you can read through all that and kind of understand this removes the tropical version of what Virgo is, because that's bullshit. It's not the organizer of an office desk or someone who can sweep. Like Virgo, Mary is huge. It's the primordial mother. And here's another story from Ancient Origins. That website's pretty cool. This woman has a book. I just downloaded it. She has a book about the cult of divine birthing. I forget the name of it, but if you read this article, you'll see. Where is it here? Whenever I'm streaming and I'm trying to read, it's pretty hard because I'm always like on, trying to be on. Oh, the miraculous conception, the mystery tradition of miraculous conception, Mary and the lineage of virgin births. So it's not this whole story we're told. This is virgin is a whole other meaning in ancient text. It's so you just spend time with this. So that way, when you're looking at Virgo, you're looking at Venus, you develop this greater relationship with these signs and planets and the symbolism behind them. So that way, you have a deeper journey with them, not just like, oh, Venus, goddess of love, like, you know, like no, like it's pretty real. The Inanna story is pretty intense when you read about how she was killed. I think it was her sister killed her, hung her to rot, like weird stuff. And then, I mean, pretty intense journeys that these feminine archetypes go through in order to be be purified, so that they can become a pure vessel to birth. Like that's a lot. It's not this stuff that you see in the world. I mean, I'm in Miami. I go on my scooter. I see pretty weird feminine stuff, like not divine mother stuff. Like I'm like, whoa. That's why I'm just like doo-doo-doo on my little scooter. Says we've been hijacked big time. It's a major problem. We've been hijacked big time. So that's that. I think that's it for those links. I don't know who everyone here seems like a masterclass student, but if you want to figure out how to study with me, here is the mentorship link. That's that right there. if you want to, I think I put a link here for coaching. If you want to just do coaching and private sessions, that's that. You want to do, you want to book a session on Zoom, one-on-one, that's that. If you want to order a recorded reading, it's a little cheaper and you don't have to commit to time. Figure out that. That's that. All right. So these are all the links that I got for you today. So, all right. Anything else, guys? You ready to go? You ready to do this? On the 12th? 12th is a big, interesting day, right? I heard there's some other political stuff going on the 12th. I forgot what it was, but I thought, let's see what happens on the 12th, on this full moon. So, oh, Winter, hey, I thought I saw you come in, but I was in my zone. Yeah. Myra, Isabel, hey, Jillian, hey. Who else came in when I was okay, cool. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything? You good?
If Craig wants to share like the numbers.
Oh yeah, Craig. Sorry, yeah, I got share a little bit about what we spoke about today. 33
okay.
number.
Yeah, okay. So 33, yeah, it is
Your
it's
foot again.
my foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your foot had
Yeah,
something to
I had my foot up earlier, yes. So 33, it's a master number, but a lot of people don't know why. In fact, most people don't know why. It's been lost. You could say we have 33 vertebrae in our spine, Freemasonry. They talk about 33 steps, but the number really is connected to the Great Pyramid. And if you look at, so everything from my perspective is frequency and shape, and shape is angle. And the universe loves to do proportions, ratios. So when you have thoughts, you create geometry, and that geometry will resonate with geometry that's in the 3D world, the etheric lattice, which is kind of an invisible geometric structure, and you pull things that resonate with what your thoughts are. So if you look at the Great Pyramid, most people would tell you, if you looked at the geometry, that it's 1080 degrees. It's got a square base, which is 360 degrees, and it has 4 triangles, equilateral. There's a crease down the center. Each equilateral triangle is 180 degrees. There are 4 of them. So that's 720 degrees plus 360, you get 1080. But what it really is it's really 1089. It's really 33 times 33. Each part of the base of the square is 33 times. So 1089 is the fundamental frequency. It's not only a perfect geometric structure, but it's also the very first fundamental harmonic. And it's a number that is incredible when you start to look at the numbers and compare it to the geometry. I'll give you one example so you can see. The numbers are not numbers. They're living. The numerology is actually, the numbers are alive. And they're very connected to astrology. But if you look at 1089, the 0 and the 9, the 0 represents if you come and you have a situation where you're coming out of the singularity, the 0 is coming out, the 9 is going back in. But also the 1089, if you go into the sarcophagus and the king's chamber, it resonates at 117 hertz. If you look at 1089, if you take the 1 and you take the 8 and the 7, you're dealing with or the 8 and the 9 is 17. So you have 117. So in the Great Pyramid. So the bottom line is that the sarcophagus is vibrating at the same frequency, linking it to the Great Pyramid, and that creates resonance, and you get portals. You get a portal opening. So The structures are incredibly important. So this has been hidden. So how does the math change? Well, a circle is no longer 360 degrees. It's 363, and the equilateral triangles are 181.5. So there's a shift. It's a shift of 9. This is something that is not out into the open. It's an ancient. It's more on energy flow in ancient times. But I can assure you this system is a free energy based system that was used, and you don't leak energy. It flows in an infinite form with the geometric harmonic resonance. So there's a lot going on with the number 1089, a lot more than what you would think. But Tesla knew it. Nikola Tesla knew it. And he was very familiar with it. And then, you see it out, 33, the square root of 1089 is 33. If you look at 11 times 11 times 9 is 1089. So if you see on the clock all the time, 11, 11, 9 is, of course, a very important number. It's connected to the singularity. You got 11 times 11, which is 121 times 9. There's a lot more going on with the harmonics in that. There's a whole series of harmonics, but you will see that they're all connected, and the numbers are beautiful. If you were to look at 33 squared, as I mentioned, it's 1089. 99 squared is 9801. Those two are mirror images of one another. Okay, 1089 and 9801 are mirror images. It's where the vortex changes direction in 9801 and comes back into the singularity. 1089 is going out of the singularity. So you're dealing with gates. These are gates, gateways with these numbers, which represent the geometry. You have to resonate to go with these in order to go through these gates. And there's a turning point. So if you look, all of the myths are encrypted. Noah's Ark, with them getting on the Ark 2 by 2. These are bidirectional waves coming out of the singularity. The 8 is describing with the 8 individuals that got on the boat. This is 4 pairs of waves. It's 8. These waves are very important. They're the harmonic series. That's encrypted. So is the Tower of Babel. It's all the same story, where humanity disconnected from the divine source, energetically speaking, and we connected to one that leaks energy. And so that resulted in shortened lifespans, but it's told throughout the entire lot, many of the myths. Jacob's ladder's 33, has 33 rungs on it. It's even a lot of the stuff, the geometries encrypted in the hieroglyphs. A lot of them left in Egypt. But to get into that, I'd have to show you a lot more geometry to see the whole series. But I will say the crystal spiral is incredibly important. And it's a doubling and halving of numbers. And it's the Fibonacci sequence, from my perspective, where we went wrong. That leaks energy. That system requires constant input of energy. And that's it's an old energy. The newer energy coming in will be more of a crystal spiral. You can see it in the more ancient hieroglyphs. It was there.
We all meeting in Egypt.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Here.
I could get it. I could later. I'll tell you, because I know how the energy comes out of the singularity.
Yeah.
And it does create a structure which then gives rise to all the magnetic fields and all the geometries created from that. And it all has to do with the geometric proportions. But your sevenths that you talk about, 1 7, 2 7, 3 7, 4, these are also like harmonics, these ratios. They're also in the number series that I have. They show up. They show up in there, and they're connected to it.
Maybe organize something to have all this displayed.
Yeah,
it's very heady. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, well, because I think so. Here's if
tomorrow,
you control.
7,
This is how the ETs. So this is how they're able to cancel gravity. because if you understand these particular waves and you then shift them or you cancel them, you will have levitation. If you want to manifest something, it's the same system. You pull up the energy out of the etheric lattice, and you have the manifestation of like objects. So it's all like interconnected. It's all the same system. It's all dealing with, in the physics, traditional physics, they got rid of the ether, and then nobody understands magnetism. And so, because you have to have the ether to understand magnetism, and that put a big, that delayed, it delayed a lot, because Tesla knew, but then they took all his notebooks.
Yeah,
His 369 that we says you understand the keys to he says if you understand 369, you understand all the keys to the universe. Basically, it's all over the math I have. It's just all over.
Mm-hmm.
It's all dealing with resonance.
Yeah.
It's all
Nice.
dealing. Yeah, I mean 1089 is a 9 too, right? I mean, if you look at it, but it's like I said, it's the fundamental frequency of the harmonics. So. But I mean, how would you guess it shifted? The math has shifted, right? 1080 is the traditional number, right? And a lot of people focus on the star tetrahedron, which I get, but they forget the one sitting in Egypt. That one is kind of giving you a lot, right? That you need to pay attention. You kind of need to pay attention to that one, So
Thank you, sweetie.
Okay. Good. Well, we'll get you on again to kind of drop it again. We'll organize it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, man. Thanks for sharing
no
that.
problem. Yep, no problem.
33. Yeah.
33. Yeah. There's more to it than that, but I mean, at least 33 times. But there's something else that goes with it too. But it's I'd need some diagrams to explain it.
You gotta Cool, everyone. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yep,
We're gonna wrap this up. We're at 8:00. My battery's dying. Everyone good?
Isaac, can you just show your screen again so I can get a screenshot with the dates?
Of what?
With the transits?
Oh yeah, hang on a
please.
Second. Yeah.
If you have it readily available.
Yes, it's readily available. Hang on. Right there. There you go. Got it?
No, it's not. Okay, hang on.
Oh yeah. You know how to read it, right? All that on the side. I forgot to show you guys.
Yeah.
Everyone has studied with me, I think, here on some level. So, yeah.
Thank you.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, everyone. We'll see you all later.